Hey guys, it's Deborah. I just wanted to come on here real quick and talk about something that I just saw today. It's a chart. It's on a channel by a guy named, I think his name is Jerry Tony. I just friended him on Facebook actually. So yeah, he may see this, I'm not sure. But anyway, I just thought he said we could use his chart. It was kind of crazy because as you see here, it talks about Daniel's 70th week, and it breaks it up into the 1260 days and the 1290 days, and in the middle is the abomination of desolation. And we know we've heard that the 1260 days, the 1290 days, and he has just shown how this could very well, very well be 2020 to 2027. It's something crazy that he shows, and I don't know if I agree with all his different timeline stuff because I've actually never watched, except for this one video he did. I didn't watch his other videos before, but this is crazy. It's amazing. So giving the credit to him. And yeah, this is on he said to go on his Facebook page. And so I did. And then that's where I found this chart. And he said anyone could use it. So let's look at where the verses come from, this 1260 days. This is Revelation 12, verse 7. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times, and half a time. And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. So a time, and half a time is 1,260 days. So that's the first half of the Daniel's 70th week, the 7-year tribulation. It would be the first half because in the midst of it, he breaks the covenant and he does the abomination, desolation. So here's the second verse. Daniel 12, verse 11, and from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. So you have 1,260 days, then you have 1,290 days. That would be the second half of the tribulation. So when you put those two together, you get the full 7 years. So the first verse says 1,260 days. That's from the beginning of confirming the covenant until the abomination of desolation. Okay, first half of the tribulation. Then the second half is 1,290 days. That is from the abomination of desolation to the end of the tribulation. When you add those two numbers together, 1,260 plus 1,290, it equals 2,550 days. That is the length of the tribulation according to Daniel. So you have the first half is a little shorter than the second, but according to Daniel, it equals 2,550 days. Now I want to talk about something Pastor Sandy just did. He just made a video, and this is, hope he doesn't mind, but I'm just showing like his board. So you have some feast days coming up. So the Rosh Hashanah, September 18th, 2020. Yom Kippur, September 12th, 2027. This is crazy. So basically, from Rosh Hashanah, September 18th, 2020, to Yom Kippur, September 12th, 2027, is exactly 2,550 days. Okay, this is crazy. It's exactly 2,550 days. So let's put it this way. If the tribulation started, and we're not talking about the rapture yet, if the tribulation started in the fall on Rosh Hashanah, which is like a day of judgment, on September 18th, 2020, if the tribulation began there and it ended on Yom Kippur, September 12th, 2027, it would be exactly 2,550 days, which is exactly what Daniel 12 says and Daniel 9 says are the amount of time that the tribulation exactly is, 2,550 days. It's exactly. So I had to check that out for myself, and I'll show you how I did that. But that is insane and crazy. Now, I'm not saying that's when the rapture is of the church. I'm saying that's when the tribulation would start, and I'll tell you what I think about that. And it's, in relation to Pastor Sandy's video, and you could check his channel out. It's, I think, called What to Expect in 2020, Part 1. But I looked it up for myself. Is this even real? So I went and I just calculated the dates on Google. So I started September 18th, 2020. I ended September 12th, 2027. And I just punched that in, and it's a calculator that will tell you how many days are between that. Is it a 7-year tribulation? Is it that number? That number in Daniel, the exact number. And yes, it was. The result was 2,550 days. So there's a good chance the tribulation is going to start Daniel's 70th week, Jacob's trouble, on September 18th, 2020, and end on September 12th, 2027. I don't know, but it's exactly the amount of days in Daniel. And wouldn't it be like God to show his people in advance, we're children of the light, this kind of stuff? I mean, I think that is very possible. So this was short, but I just want to finish it up by saying I agree with Pastor Sandy, who is actually saying that he believes there's a gap between the rapture and when the tribulation begins. I have many reasons for believing that, really good ones, but just let's think of it as a storyline. If the rapture does happen with a great earthquake and some other things, it's on a normal, regular day. It's not a feast day. It's just business as usual. People are marrying and giving in marriage and all that kind of stuff. And then this catastrophe happens, and I have reason to believe that, and good reason to believe that things are coming down as we go up, and there's disaster happening and a big earthquake, and then we leave. And so there's that catastrophe. There has to be a time when the world has to recover from the catastrophe of losing people, children, and other things happening that are going to strike the earth. So when that does happen, I believe there'll have to be a time period when the Antichrist has to get his act together, because now he has to now say, hey, I'm here, I'm going to make things okay. And then he has to confirm that covenant for 7 years. So I believe there's a gap, and there could very well be a 6-month-ish gap, meaning the rapture of the church would be in the spring, because I believe it's a spring event. I don't know. No one 100% knows, but I believe it's a spring event for several reasons. And I believe the second coming is the fall. This works out perfectly. So say if it was a spring event, this happens, calamity is on the earth, and they have to, recover. And then the Antichrist comes in and says, hey, I can help you guys. I can make everything better. I can bring peace. I can confirm that. So he does that. He strengthens the already existing covenant. He strengthens something already existing. And then they set up the new world order, one world government, and this whole thing. And the Jews agree. And the world starts to, get back into order using a new monetary system, which would be the mark in the hand and the forehead. So that takes time. And he has to get his act together, and his whole he has to recover from the situation, and then he can confirm the 7 years, possibly on Rosh Hashanah, September 18th, 2020. And he breaks that in the middle, and then we return the second coming, Yom Kippur, September 12th, 2027, possibly. Basically, I'm just saying this is crazy because in Daniel, it literally gave numbers, exact numbers. If he didn't want us to know, I don't know that he would. Exact numbers, 1,260 days, 1,290 days. Those added together is 2,550 days. And that cannot talk. I'm sorry. That's exactly the amount of time between these two dates. And I'm not trying to redo what has already been on Tony's channel or Pastor Sandy. I'm just trying to make it concise as I can in a quick version. For anybody just watching my channel who might not watch those other channels. So I hope you thought that was amazing. You could check out their channels. And yeah, it's the exact number. So, I mean, that can't be a coincidence. That's insane. This could be the year for sure. I mean, everything's pointing at it. So I hope that blessed you, and I hope you have a good day or evening, and I'll talk to you again soon. God bless and shalom.